that idea of water having different sets of quality is something most of society does not pick up on. Water is water to most people, and people
Yeah.
drink tap water and they find it fine. I go all the time to restaurants with different people, and they'll ask for tap water, I'll ask for bottled water, and suddenly I'll be looked at funny because what's the difference? Why am I paying for water? Now, can you help us and explain a little bit the difference between tap water that is purified, fluorinated, everything else, the filtered water that we usually find in bottled of water, Poland Spring, whatever else out there, and then structured water through Infinity Water Chargers? And that is the name, of course, of the company you're dealing with, is Infinity Water Chargers. And just to give a little context, it's basically a structure, a tube that you would put water through, a metal tube, almost like a pipe, that then does this, that structures the water. But let's go back to, can you go into that difference and explain the difference? Tap water, filtered water, structured water.
Okay. So tap water is what we find everywhere in our households. And I know that in America, it's a field of chlorine, as we have in Italy too, and it's filled of fluorides that fortunately in Italy we don't have. And I know that they are causing a lot of problems. Chlorine has a lot of problems, especially when you breathe it. Luckily, when you drink it, you are able to in some way process it, but when you breathe it, when you inhale it, it's not good at all. Anyway, I'm not here to explain that, because I'm sure that there are many people that are so much prepared, more prepared than me on this matter. The fact is that water arriving to our households has done so much, such a long pathway through a lot of, and it's so stressed by a lot of materials, a lot of electromagnetic field that is going through. So it's really a water that is, it's water because it's H2O, but it has lost a lot of qualities. And unfortunately, science normally doesn't recognize quality in the water. And also because historically, the few scientists that tried to go and study quality in water, they always end badly, because they were quality in water is still something, a field of research, and a lot of famous scientists, like also Nobel laureates, found very interesting things, but they weren't recognized. Their work wasn't recognized by the rest of the scientists. So they ended up like being ostracized by the system. So that's why probably it's very difficult to talk about the quality in the water, even though there are a lot of studies, but there is not yet probably still science is not ready probably to welcome this kind of thoughts and this kind of theories. So, but there are a lot of good experiments that have been successful on this field. Anyway, this is tap water, so it's normally water that it's chemically it's fine. It's a fine water, but it still has some kind of pollutants. So there are sometimes, depending also on the town you live, you have different kind of water. Luckily, in Italy, we have kind of quite a good quality in tap water, I have to say, even though chlorine is very strong. So we try to filter it before. So we try to filter it in the house. We filter them in the restaurants. The idea in Italy mostly is to avoid plastic water, plastic bottles. So we started filtering things, even though filtering is something that has to be done well. Otherwise, you risk to have a poor quality water as well. Anyway, filtering, there are different levels of filtering. There are physical filterings. There is a reverse osmosis kind of filtering. So it's a very fine and filtering that takes out mostly everything from water. So you have also, in this case, to be careful to add after that some kind of minerals inside. Otherwise, water is too poor in minerals. So the difference is basically probably in the security. I think that in America, that's the main issue. Filtered water is able to take out a lot of pollutants. It's able to take out microplastics that are a real problems right now because we are producing so much plastic, and plastic more little by little is dissolving and is deteriorating. So these microplastics, all our fabrics that are made of synthetic materials are just losing microfibers that they all go in the water, and we all finally end up drinking them. So filtered water is a good thing, I guess, I would say. Structured water is a completely different thing. It's working on the quality of water, as I said before. So since there is it's a sort of charging negatively water, structured water tend to create the easy water, is exclusion zone water, which is a water that tend to exclude everything else. So it's sort of actually Professor Pollack worked on it. I don't know if he was able to take it to the market, but he was presenting a sort of filter that was working on hydrophilic material, because in this case he was able to completely isolate easy water from the rest of water. So that way he was able to produce perfectly filtered easy water, and that was a very interesting thing. So these are the differences. I hope I was clear enough.
No, absolutely. And I could recap that a little bit quickly, because I know tap water, you're talking about heavily polluted water. Even in New York, they say it's the best, right? Water in New York, very filtered. You will still find antidepressants in there. You'll find antibiotic remnants in there. You'll find chlorine, fluoride, which calcifies the pineal gland. We just did a whole project on that.
I read your email.
Yeah, there's so much that I have to say that, of course, you won't drink a glass and suddenly be sick, but you drink enough and it's not going to be healthy for you, is the point. And there are many documented research papers about that, what is in the actual water. And you do not want these things in your body. So you need to avoid that. When you move into filtered water, you could have some great filtration process that show you almost get to zero in the water. And they have a little reading and you put it in and you basically show no fluoride, no nothing. In many ways, you may have unadulterated water, but it's considered dead water in some ways. On that quantum level, energetic level, it's not really hydrating you, is what I've been told by some experts. Whereas when you go to structured water, that on the quantum level is providing you with a very high quality source of water that your body is more readily available to use within itself to do everything it needs to do. And water is incredibly important. 60 to 70%, even born babies, we are water. That's it. Yeah, and if you talk about the two, most important things for life in general, it's air and water. And both of those we polluted terribly to where we need air filtration, we need water purifiers, all these things. But we forget about that one element, which is that deep down qualitative understanding of it.